Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night, but we were having a double-header day today, midweek, and that's a rarity in the IPL. But two games where, in both the games, over 400 runs were scored, which is also a good day then for all the fans watching the game. And the smiling face of my colleague Tanuj tells me that he's very happy with the way the day went. He certainly seems very happy. The bowlers on all four sides are not happy with the way day went. The Tanuj is definitely a batter. Tanuj,
Yeah, I think over the last 2 days we've had annihilation for the bowlers, merriment for the batters, a lot of fun for the fans, obviously. Because I don't think Indian fans, we've sort of understood over the last 2 seasons, Indian fans don't really care about any even matchup between bat and ball. They just want to see more runs.
absolutely, absolutely. So there were two games that were played today. The first one was a very interesting contest where Lucknow Super Giants prevailed over Kolkata Knight Riders by just 4 runs. Imagine they scored 238 for three and yet won only by 4 runs. And then in the second game, which finished just a few minutes ago, we had Punjab Kings getting the better of Chennai Super Kings, clearly showing everybody who are the new kings in town, winning by 18 runs in another high-scoring encounter at the Mullapur Stadium or the new Chandigarh Stadium. You call it what you want. It was another fantastic outing for the fans. I'm not so sure about the bowlers. This was a perfect day out for the batters in that sense. Starting with the first game, the game between Lucknow Super Giants and Kolkata Knight Riders, it seemed to me that Lucknow Super Giants were out with a plan. Markram, Marsh, Puran, everybody delivered. I just don't
Yeah.
understand why is Rishabh Pant in the lineup then if he's not going to come out to bat.
Uh, I don't know. I think at this point, um, I don't know. I honestly didn't really understand the logic behind keeping him up until now. I mean, what were you saving him for? He could have very easily come before Samad. He could have come before Miller also. But he was ready, padded up if there was going to be another wicket. But that wasn't the case. I mean, he didn't get that opportunity. So I think I didn't really understand the logic behind keeping him safe for so long.
Puran and Marsh are in terrific form. Puran, especially, is having a dream tournament. Uh,
Yeah.
and he was also one of the players who was retained. Marsh made 81 of 48, six boundaries and five sixes. And then you
Mhm.
had Puran also making 87, unbeaten of 36 deliveries, seven boundaries and eight sixes. Would you be tempted? And this is a blasphemous question. Pardon me for asking this question. Would you be tempted to let Puran keep and captain the side and leave Pant out because it's about the team first. The player comes next. Uh, I,
Mhm.
I understand this question may not go down well with everybody, but I'm just asking a layman's question for to you.
in an See, if this was an ideal scenario, if this was an ideal international setup, maybe we would have had that situation like we discussed yesterday with Dhoni at CSK, and we'll probably come to it later in our discussion with today's match as well. But you signed LSG signed Pant for that, just that leadership factor and the blazing knocks. The blazing knocks are not coming. The captaincy is very iffy, but at this point, if they actually let him sit out, then it sends the message that they don't have the confidence, and then LSG. I mean, all said and done with the IPL, with a lot of these franchises, especially with LSG, it's all about maintaining that image, maintaining that impression of the owner. Sanjeev Goenka does not enjoy the best of images right now as far as owners are concerned. So that would be a very brave call, and I don't think anyone would want to make that.
Yeah, there's nothing much to write home about in that bowling performance by Kolkata Knight Riders, except for Harshit Rana picking up 2 wickets for
Yeah.
51 runs. And then the chase began. It was hectic, as you can expect in the chase for 239. You had Quinton de Kock and then falling early, and then Sunil Narayan and Ajinkya Rahane teaming up. Uh,
Yeah.
and at that stage, when Sunil Narayan left, I thought it was the ideal scenario for someone like an Andre Russell or even a Rinku Singh
Mhm.
to come up the order. But that wasn't the case because they just simply messed up that particular part of the chase because Venkatesh Iyer came in, he was not able to score as quickly as you would have expect. And that put pressure on Rahane. And then you lost Raghuvanshi as well. Ramandeep Singh also left early. And then Russell went. When you have the two biggest hitters of the cricket ball in your lineup, what are you
Mhm.
holding back for? I'm sorry to ask this question again. What are you holding them back for? For something else in mind? Are you? Is it not fair to have them bat a little up so that you can give them more deliveries to face?
I think at that point, I do believe that it made sense for KKR um, to send in Venkatesh Iyer, and I think he played decently well. Ajinkya Rane was also playing back decent. Like they both were going. I mean, maybe not gung ho, which was the need of the hour, but not. I mean, they were still in with a good shout at one point. I think it all just went. It just everything went collapsed when Rahane fell. So you had, I think, 5 wickets in the space of 23 runs, something to that effect. So when you have that happening, then you're not going to chase down such a steep total. Up until Rahane's dismissal, I think they were on course to chasing the total down. Even if there was a flourish at the end uh, by by Rinku Singh, I think they were still in with a shout when Rane was still there. I mean, Rane played really well today. We were discussing how Shreyas Iyer has looked comfortable in his big knocks. I think that was true today for Rane as well. So they were going well, but I think the odd part for me was that Raghuvanshi, who was brought in as the impact sub, didn't come up one place higher up the chain. I think he should have come in one place up, and that could have made a difference. But I think by then it was too late. Losing 5 wickets in quick succession does not work out when you're chasing this big 239 runs.
Yeah, I think they messed up the batting order in the chase, and they needed to give some more breathing space for the big hitters. And
Yeah.
then it left too much for Rinku Singh to do in the end. It was never going to be enough. They fell short by 4 runs, which meant that either of them, either Russell or Rinku, had an extra few deliveries to bat over there, the game would have been KKR's. But in any case, I think the bowlers, when they come to Eden Gardens, have to either complain of a bad back or a hamstring pull or something of that sort, because this is now a common recurrence of high scores at Eden Gardens, plenty of scores and near big chases right now. And the bowling, Akashdeep, Shardul Thakur went for plenty. But once again, it was Digvesh
But what
Rathi.
happened, Shardul Thakur, all said and done, I mean, he took 2 wickets, but I think he had a terrible game in terms of not being able to get his line right.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
he had 5 wides. I think LSG bowled at least 3 overs extra, based on just the wides alone.
Yeah,
Um, so
yeah,
you just I mean 22 extras. You're just putting the game on the platter, and like you said, if Russell or Rinku had a couple of more balls to face, maybe the outcome would have been very different because LSG did not help themselves at all.
yeah. I'm sure while he was bowling today, Shardul Thakur would have really hoped and prayed that, just in case he had taken the Essex County contract, he would have been better off bowling in helpful conditions in in Essex, in Chelmsford, rather than here at Eden Gardens where the ball was flying all over the ground. So that's
And
a
the two wickets were
that,
also slightly lucky. I mean, both of them were full tosses. One was Rahane, and another that was also a full toss. So the lucky wickets, and then he was not able to get the line right either. Five wides to get the over going. You don't expect that out of someone of his experience.
yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the worry. That's the worry about playing in such conditions. You struggle, and it becomes very difficult for you after a point of time. Though I must say that Essex too scored plenty of runs in their first game in the county championship. So there's not much hope for Shardul in that sense. Moving on to the next game, the game that was played at the new Chandigarh Stadium or the Mullapur Stadium. Again, plenty of runs scored, 219 for 6, 18-run win for Punjab Kings over Chennai Super Kings. Again, two things that stood out for me was the fact that nobody was able to catch anything at the ground today, and again, Chennai Super Kings and their approach. It really seemed to me what was happening. Vijay Shankar, what is his role in the team? And you retire someone who's been there since the start, Devon Conway, and rely so much on MS Dhoni, who's not really fired so far. What really is happening over there? Like I can't make out what's happening here.
Yeah, I think for level heads that exist in the CSK setup, with the experience that they bring, these are absurd choices, absurd decision making, almost casual, really at this point. I mean, you're dropping what five chances. Priyancharya scoring a century where you're letting him go twice, and then obviously someone will make the most of that opportunity at one point.
Yeah,
So Chennai
Priyancharya.
have, yeah. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I said Priyancharya went berserk today. 103 of just 42 deliveries, 7 boundaries, and 9 sixes. And the thing was that the previous game against Rajasthan Royals, he just could not spot the Jofra Archer delivery. And today he made merry against Chennai Super Kings, despite the fact that they had Punjab had collapsed. But towards the end, the effort by Shashank Singh and Marco Janssen also stood out for me because that was a very useful stand over there. And Shashank Singh once again underlining why he's so crucial to this lineup here.
Yeah, I think that's what we were discussing yesterday. That Rajasthan, the loss against Rajasthan, where they couldn't work at all in any phase of the game, was probably a one-off. And then we saw that today that you give them an opportunity, as Chennai did a plenty, and they will make you pay. And they did make Chennai pay from the word go, up until the end. I mean, Chennai made a lot of mistakes, but at this point, at this level, you have to make them count as well. So, and Punjab did that really well, by scoring 219.
Absolutely. And the bowling for Chennai, nothing much to write home about. Khalil once again stood out and picked up 2 wickets in the power play. And we had Ravichandran Ashwin picking up 2 wickets. But something is lacking in this bowling. Noor Ahmed once again picking up a wicket, but the bowling just doesn't seem to inspire any kind of confidence in anyone, and that doesn't really help matters when you're a Chennai supporter, because that left plenty for the Chennai batters to do when they came out to bat. Rachin
Mhm.
Ravindra and Conway started off decently, but they didn't get the kind of flying start that you need in a chase like this, and that's what they've been lacking
Mhm.
this season or for the last couple of seasons. And then Ruturaj Gaikwad once again buckling under pressure. Uh, Shivam Dubey doing okay, and uh, I don't really know what really happened after that. It was just once again something that Chennai did, which no one seemed to understand.
Yeah, I think the decision to retire out Devon Conway just did not make sense at all. You have someone who's playing well, who's hitting the ball well, unless there was some injury related issue or some sort of idea up their sleeve that we are clearly not aware of. It did not make any sense whatsoever. Even if that idea was just that MS Dhoni is a bigger and better hitter of the ball, that is not the case this season. That has not been the case last season also. So it did not make any sense whatsoever. You tried to get past the finish line, but you're doing that with someone who is well past his prime now, and it's even Chennai fans would probably admit that at this point. Maybe Fleming won't, but um, the Chennai fans probably would.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the bowling for Punjab, it was a mixed bag, but they still ended up winning. Two wickets for Lockie Ferguson, one for Maxwell, one for Yash Thakur. Overall, they had uh, plenty of runs to defend, so that made life easy. And for
Yeah,
some reason, Yuzvendra Chahal bowled just 1 over for 9 runs, and they had plenty of seam bowling options over there today, which made it easy for the captain to juggle them around. So that did the deed for Shreyas Iyer and company. And what this win for Punjab and the Lucknow win did was made some changes on the points table. And Tanuja, if you look at the points table, it's quite interesting now when you have a look at the points table. Lucknow obviously has gained some momentum now, and that would ease the pressure on Rishabh Pant from the owner. And Punjab also, there was plenty to cheer about from the for the camp. But Chennai and KKR, they once again slipping down further and further on the points table. Look at that. Chennai is now on 2 points, winning just one game out of five, and KKR has won two games, but they're also in the bottom half. So it's
yeah,
now clearly separated between the former champions at the bottom and the
yeah,
non just one Gujarat Titans is there as the former champion in the top five. So
yeah.
the division is pretty clear now.
Yeah, I think I mean we were discussing a couple of days back. When is the right time to say that this is a good place to consider in terms of where the points table decide where the points table stands, and where the teams stand. I mean, it's not. I mean, we're still 20 odd games into the season, so there is still plenty to go. But there is still obviously chance for everyone to sort of pull through as well. But we sort of are seeing where teams stand and where the momentum is. Um, Delhi, Gujarat, Bangalore, Punjab, even I mean Lucknow, all said and done, I'm still not very convinced by, but the top four at this point look reasonably well. They've had one or two blips maybe, but not a lot to be concerned about. But at the bottom three, especially for me, are the most concerning. Um, Mumbai, I mean, they got close. Maybe Mumbai not as much because in the last two games they've gotten close, but CSK and SRH have looked very poor to me. That seeing them come up into the playoffs would be a huge surprise at this point for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. But
I
the
would
points
actually,
table,
I would actually ask you, who do you think has been the most disappointing team this season for you?
I think the most disappointing team has been Sunrisers Hyderabad. They're flattered to deceive. I must say, they're flattered to deceive, and I think that I'm hoping that the points table undergoes a change tomorrow when Gujarat meet Rajasthan Royals. This is a big game to be played at the biggest stadium in the cricket world, at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. So that is going to be very interesting because these two sides are pretty evenly matched at the moment. That's why I've taken the liberty of uh, forming a fantasy 11, so to speak, which might raise a few eyebrows. Are you ready to look at my fantasy 11 and the impact player?
Yeah, go ahead.
So go with Joss Butler as the captain. followed by his former teammate and opening partner Yashasvi Jaiswal. Then I've got Sanju Samson as the wicket keeper, Sharfin Rutherford, Nitish Rana. I've gone in with Vanindu Hasaranga, then Sai Kishore, Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj, Jofra Archer, and then finally Sandeep Sharma as my number 11. And I picked an impact player which many people may not agree with, and that's Shubman Gill. I think that he I don't really think that he fits into a T20 scheme of thing.
Yeah.
My personal uh, choice would be having Shubman Gill as an impact player. But what do you make of this lineup that I picked for this fantasy 11?
I think the Gill choice is very out there. I mean, most people would actually have him in the 11 rather than as an impact sub. But I get what you're saying, that he's probably not your most obvious or the most comfortable, so to speak, T20 choice. So I get where you're coming from. I think that for a lot of people, KL Rahul also fits that bill, that he's not the best, the most.
And Shreyas Iyer.
And Shreyas Iyer, yeah. But I think Shreyas Iyer is changing that scope slightly. But maybe KL Rahul and Gill not so much. But yeah, that's probably the most out there choice for me in this lineup.
Yeah, interesting. Let's hope we have a good game. Who are you picking to win this contest?
I think Gujarat would go on to win this.
I've got to agree with you. Gujarat have a slight edge, though it does not
Yeah.
reflect in my fantasy 11. But I think Gujarat does have the slight edge because they seem to be better balanced right now
Yeah.
and better prepared than Rajasthan Royals. It remains to
Mm.
be seen what happens in this contest. But we had a fun Tuesday, both Tanuj and I, and I'm sure all of you watching us on whatever platform. Please do remember to like, share, subscribe us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, do remember to like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to press the notification bell. From Tanuj and I, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. It's good night, goodbye, and God bless from both of us.
Thank you. Good night.